Hello, dear viewer. Thank you for joining me for your daily pick-a-card reading. I have got 4 fossils here, and I would like you to choose the one that resonates with your intuition, the one your intuition would have you choose. And I will put in the description the timestamps for each one so that you can find it easily. All right. So, for those of you who chose this one, we have got the Queen of Wands. We've got, the Strength card and the Two of Cups. My gosh. All right, this is a great day. You've got the Strength underneath you. You've got the Strength coursing through you. That Strength card is divine protection and strength is what that is. So sometimes we just breathe it in and we go. And the Queen of Wands suggests to me you're going to feel confident. You're going to feel like you can get things done. You have purpose. You know what you're doing. You're mature. You're looking at things in a very realistic way. And you're channeling your energy and strength in a positive direction. Whether you feel full of energy or not, see this Queen of Wands, she is mature. And it doesn't matter if she's overflowing with energy or not. She's going to get it done. She's going to be interested, she's going to be invested, and she's going to get it done. So along the way, not only that, but your maturity helps you with those Two of Cups because you will be able to find what you agree on with people. You'll be able to find your common ground. And in fact, it would be a good day to make some emails, some communications, some kind of contacts that will help you move on with your goal. This is a great day. Wonderful. For those of you who chose this fossil, this little brown fossil, ammonite, we have the Queen of Cups. We've got the Moon card. Oh, that's appropriate. And we have the Hanged Man. So you have actually 2 major arcana here. This is a spiritual day. Spiritual day for you. Your intuition is really strong with that moon. The Hanged Man is sort of leaning into it. He is not pushing anything. He's not making it happen. He is receiving it. He is receiving the flow and actually relaxing. He could do this a different way. The Hanged Man could be upset. The Hanged Man could feel powerless. The Hanged Man could feel helpless. But you know, that Hanged Man, he doesn't. He goes into a yoga pose and he uses his third eye. He connects with the river, the consciousness of the universe that's flowing through him. He connects with his source. And he decides instead to know that all things happen in the perfect timing. And he doesn't need to push it. He doesn't need to make it happen today. He just needs to let it flow and have faith and trust in it. Use his intuition. His intuition is telling him it will be all right, and he does. The Queen of Cups is sort of a byproduct of that. You know, you have maturity today. You have calm. You have emotional insight. You have perhaps you could be nurturing to yourself today too. You know, it's a day of depth. It's a day of emotional insight and depth, spiritual insight, and receiving that, you know, really in the flow. So there must be something kind of strong going on for you spiritually right now. You know, Spirit will ramp up the current for us if there's something we're trying to get or understand or move through. Change. All right. For those of you who chose this little snail, we have got the Wands, the Two of Wands. We've got the Queen of Swords, and we've got the Seven of Wands. Well, that's interesting. Okay, no major arcana, so I'm not thinking this is about big events, but this is about using your logic and not being afraid to call a spade, because this Seven of Swords, that means somebody around you maybe has a hidden agenda, or maybe it's even you. You haven't wanted to really share something that you feel today may be good to share, you know? The Queen of Swords, and it may be because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. It may be because you don't want to upset anybody or worry anybody. But that Queen of Swords, you know, she puts that aside and she says, you know what? Sometimes it's just right to say it and talk about what makes sense, what's logical. And if other people aren't willing to go along with the logic, they want to be in their emotion about it, oh well. You know what I mean? So the Queen of Swords can do that, and she does what makes sense. She has a plan that makes sense. And the Two of Wands is meaning you're kind of looking at two different purposes, two different plans, two different directions to go today. I don't think this is a huge event. We don't have a major arcana. This is just, you know, maybe you have to tell something to somebody that you know they're gonna have a bad reaction to it, but that's really not your problem. Today you're really able to say, well, I'm just talking about what's logical, you know? Or you may find that somebody else has a hidden agenda not talking to you about it. And you may want to, you know, clearly express your expectations of them. There we go. But it looks like a powerful day because look at you. You know, you're smart, you've got it going on, you're good for planning today, you're good for hearing. So hearing guidance from the other side. So I think your decision making is going to be good today. All right. For those of you who chose this little fossil, we have the Ten of Wands, we've got the Five of Swords, and we've got the Four of Wands. Well, this is an interesting day, but no major arcana, so this is probably about relatively mundane things, but you know what? That's what makes up our life, the daily decisions, the way that we handle each day. So I'm thinking this is about, you feel kind of overburdened. You're feeling like you got a lot on your mind. You know, maybe you're carrying a lot of responsibilities. Now, the Five of Swords has you cutting away something. You know, you've got to say no to somebody. Or you've got to say no to yourself when you're worrying about something or you want to figure something out. Maybe it's a day where you say, you know, I don't need to carry all these 10 wands at once, for goodness sakes. I can only work on one at a time anyways. So maybe it's a day you cut that away, you know, and you trust that when it's time to deal with this problem or that responsibility, you'll have a heck of a lot more energy if you weren't carrying it around at the back of your brain the whole day. You know, if you just lose yourself in the wand that you have in your hand. In fact, I think that it's either setting a boundary with somebody and saying, I can't do this, or it's setting a boundary with yourself and saying one thing at a time. But you find that it actually improves the emotional atmosphere in your home environment. It actually, and if you have other people who live with you, it improves your interactions. You find that you can go into a day almost heavily burdened, and that doesn't have to be your day. You know, that you can cut that away. You can do what makes sense. Focus on one thing at a time, and actually then some joy can come in. Some new life and strength can come in. So that looks good. That looks very good. All right. Well, I thank you all so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.